It's like I'm looking into the ocean. So a little bit about myself. My name is Lacey Malik. I am a radio show, Freaks and Geeks, which airs on nightcast.org on Mondays at 7 p.m. Highly recommend you check it out if you're also interested in movies and television, where I review movies, television, movie news with my co-host, which is a little bit different than what I'm doing here. We don't so much focus on superheroes and stuff in the superhero world, so I'm actually taking this opportunity to discuss superhero stuff and everything in the world of superheroes. Talking about television, casting news, interesting comics you should be reading, past comics you should be reading, the great, debacle of Superman versus Batman. Might get into that. I'm just gonna So that's what this is about. I hope you really enjoy, and moving on to topics to discuss. Interesting news broke this week about Fantastic Four. 4 actors are currently in the running to be Dr. Doom. Toby Kebbell, Sam Riley, Domhnall Gleeson, aka Bill Weasley, and Eddie Redmayne. So they're already going for a younger cast. Michael B. Jordan is going to be Johnny Storm. We have Kate Mara as Sue Storm, which is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see where this movie is going, especially if they're going to pick somebody as Eddie Redmayne to be Dr. Doom. They're definitely choosing younger cast members, which raises the question of how they're going to make it so that how did they get their superpowers originally? That's a little difficult to believe that somebody of the age of 20, 25 is already a really well-known person in their field who go out in space to get their superpowers. Captain America 3 is set to compete with the Superman-Batman movie that is starring Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill in May of 2016. I personally did not like the recent Man of Steel film. However, it's interesting to see that Marvel decided to do Captain America 3 competing against Superman Batman. New Flash suit images came out. Flash is the spin-off of CW's Arrow. Arrow, which is set a little bit more realistically. I really enjoy Arrow. I highly recommend watching it. The first season's on Netflix. I think DC has a really good handle on their live action and animated films for TV, because normally every show I watch of theirs I end up really enjoying, Arrow being one of them. Smallville was guilty, one of the other ones, but Arrow being another one. So I'm definitely interested in Flash. He's playing by Grant Gustin, who I think is really cute. His portrayal as Flash, that is. When he appeared in Arrow this season, he definitely, I think he kept up with Flash. With these new images coming out, I'm a little reluctant. It's looking like it's going to be one of those, we're going to put leather on them and they're going to be running a lot kind of things, and a little worried because the thing about Arrow is it's set a little bit realistically, so we have some sort of basis to go on, but when you mix in superpowers and live action, sometimes it gets a little bit tricky, especially live action TV. So, keeping that going. So to wrap up, I'm going to mention a few comics that I'm currently reading that I believe that you should probably give a try. If you're a Firefly fan out there, guard your butts, because Serenity is back in comics! They've only hit their 2nd issue, which came out a few weeks ago, but it takes place right after the movie Serenity. Not like their other comics, which was taking place as more of episodes past or stuff that would have happened, it continued in Firefly. It keeps true to character, and a lot of the characters that are in the comic are drawn after the actors and actresses that played them. Now, I would also like to recommend Loki, Agents of Asgard. If you're a fan of Tom Hiddleston, and you're a fan of the mischievous Loki that we all know and love, I highly recommend picking up this comic. Now, before you say anything thinking that I am some crazy Loki lover girl, which the internet has ruined. Thank you, ladies. Before you go making assumptions, I do love the character, but I don't love the character just because Tom Hiddleston has portrayed him, which is a common misconception. However, I like what Tom Hiddleston has brought to the Loki character. So let's just clear that up. But I highly recommend picking up Loki, Agents of Asgard. It starts off a little bit strange, I will admit, in the first comic. However, you'll end up loving it by the end, I promise, because the writer has a really good handle on the relationships that the Avengers have, not only with each other, but they have with Loki. I think it's really fun to read. I think it's something that's really enjoyable. Now, they've only had 2 issues so far, and I've read both of them. And I highly recommend reading 1 and 2. The first one is really good with the Avengers, and the second one is really good on Loki on a personal level. Pick it up, read it, let me know if you did enjoy it or if you didn't, because I am interested in your thoughts as well. Marvel has been relaunching their character issues, which they have done with Loki right now. Miss Marvel, Magneto, She-Hulk, which I also just read and I do recommend. This goes through her life, which is super cool, and it's fascinating to read whenever you take off the mask of the superhero, or in this case shrink to a size 4 instead of a 12. Please comment and let me know how I did, what you think maybe you want me to review, to talk about, why didn't I like the Man of Steel movie, other topics, stuff like that. I'm highly up for suggestions. Like I said, this is new to me, so. Do you see my butt in that one? Alright.